Hey now. Well, good morning to you. Today is Sunday and it's officially Solar Sunday. What the heck? You're probably wondering, okay, what's Brad up to now? What's he doing now? Well, I've always had an interest in natural energy with the geothermal and the wind and the water energy and solar. And it's always been intriguing to me. And I was at a networking event with NIA, which stands for Network in Action. My friend Angela puts that together. And I met this guy that helps people get solar installed in their house. And we're going to ask him some questions about this thing they call solar energy. And his name is Randy. And I'm going to find him. He's in the green room right now enjoying some of our digital hors d'oeuvres. And where is he? Randy.
Hey, Brad, how are you doing?
Good morning. Thanks for waking up early on a Sunday. Normally people sleep until 11, 12, 2 o'clock.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'll tell you a quick funny story. I had a guy that rented from me years ago, and he used to work late, and then he'd go to the bar. So he never got up till like about 2 o'clock, you know. And there was these beautiful flowers that were real wispy, and they had these vibrant blue petals on them. But as soon as the sun came out, they warmed up and they fell off. So this guy never believed that they were flowers. He used to pick them like weeds. And I go, don't pull those out. Those are flowers. He goes, I don't see any flowers. But he never saw them because he never woke up. You got to wake up and smell the flowers. So we're going to talk about solar energy today. That's your game. And I got some questions that I wanted to pull up here and ask you about. By the way, you're local here in the Twin Cities. You're on the west side over there, right?
I personally live on the west side, but we're servicing all of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa.
Yeah, you got to get into Southern California. They made it mandatory down there. It's a different here. The whole concept of solar. It's like most people think of Minnesota as like the Arctic tundra, so they don't think of sunshine. They think of snow and ice, and it's not that bad here. I think it's a nice place to live, and people don't realize that we get in the hundreds up here. We get plenty of sun.
We have plenty of hot days in the summer, and the fact is, right now, solar panels that are already installed are producing an awful lot of electricity because it's such a beautiful, bright Sunday morning.
Exactly, because it isn't really relevant to the temperature. It's more relevant to the sun hitting the panels, right?
Correct. And we sell lots of sunscreen here in Minnesota, and it's necessary. So,
Well, I don't do these too long, Randy. I keep them kind of tight so people can consume all the data that they're going to get. So let's get right to it. And one of the questions I was wondering is the good old government. Are there incentives or like where the government pays for part of it or helps out or any grants or loan things that go on for the government to help you with solar?
well, currently, just last August, the federal government passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and they went ahead and said we can have a 30% tax credit, a federal tax credit for any homeowner who installs solar on their home or a business owner who installs on their building there. So that's a big deal. 30% tax credit is huge. That helps sales quite a bit. The USDA has it's called a REAP program, and that is a 40% grant that you can apply for agricultural businesses and rural companies. It's not available to everyone, but it's on an individualized basis. It makes a lot of sense to look into that.
How do you define rural?
We'll let them we'll let them define that. I am not going to try and muddy that water.
Yeah, because I wonder how close. I live in Anoka County in Fridley, and I'm thinking that not too far from here, you could have some rural areas. So it'd be worth it to just create a big building to store your winter summer equipment in or something, and you could rent that out and put solar panels on top to power everything, and actually make some money.
There's plenty
going.
there's plenty of people that do just that when they have a place out in the country and there's 2 acres, 3 acres, 4 acres, and they do something exactly like you just mentioned, and it's a great idea.
Well, there's so much land. I mean, we just had that Chinese balloon float over and they're talking about, oh, you can't shoot it down, it'll hurt people. But there's no people in Montana and Wyoming. There's a lot of land. You could put them panels up all over the place. I don't know why there's not more of it. But what are some of the benefits of solar? I mean, to me, it's kind of just a no-brainer that it's cheaper than paying the big boys.
Yeah, the big deal right now is that the longevity of the panels is going to make it well worth the investment. The thing that's happening is that your utility company is never ever going to stop raising your rates. Never. So you're looking at a steady climb of electrical costs throughout the career or the longevity of how long you own your home. If you get into a solar loan, the payment stays the same. It's predictable every single month, and you know exactly when it's going to end. So at the end of the loan, you're paying approximately 1/3 of what you would have been paying if you stayed with just buying electricity from the utility. So it's inflation proof. So that's one huge benefit.
The stability of knowing what the heck's going out, for sure. Because we're just going through one of, I think it might have been our electric bill, it might have been gas, but it's like 100, then all of a sudden 200 and something. It's like, where did that come from? Yeah, I like
that. Was that cozy night you stayed home and watched movies because you didn't want to venture out in the freezing cold.
No, actually, what we figured out was we have ice dams here, and I hooked up the hose to the hot water down the basement and used that to clear it all. So we had the doors open and a hose running out the door and using up all the hot water. So it was probably that.
And heating the outside.
Exactly. What else we got here? Oh, this is what we we're just talking about. Doesn't Minnesota have too much snow to make solar feasible?
No, it really doesn't. The nice thing is the panels shed the snow faster than any other part of your house. So even if you have what's that?
They're smooth.
They're smooth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're black. So they create a little layer of water that loosens the snow and it comes shooting right off of there.
That would prevent ice dams.
I'm not gonna go there with that.
I was just thinking that would stop those ice dams from forming on my roof. I'll accept that. That my disclosure is I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I would be willing to try it.
With that.
Okay. Oh, here's a question about the money. How much money does it take for a homeowner in order to get?
Well, you can put as much money down as you want, but as far as we're concerned, there is zero down necessary. And one of our favorite loan options, our financing option, is as low as 359 over 25 years. And there's no required payments until month 13 after the system is installed. So you don't even write a check until you've been producing electricity for a whole year.
Wow. So it's almost you can try it before you buy it, other than the commitment.
You're in a legal contract, so you pretty much bought it, but you're not putting any money out there. And you're creating your own electricity, and it's possible that you're creating a credit with your utility company.
All this stuff seems like a no-brainer, and only a conspiracy theorist would try and figure out, okay, why isn't this something we were doing sooner? But that's me. I'm thinking, okay, these big energy companies, they don't want to. There was a talk about that's why they got rid of the trains in Minneapolis, because they wanted buses running. We don't want to go there, but
I believe you, Brad.
Okay. Oh, you talked about this a little bit. Would it work to put solar on a farm or a lake home? A lake home too, but isn't there a lot of trees and stuff up in the lake homes?
Well, it entirely depends. Once that pine tree in front of your lake home gets to be 100 or 150 years old, it might be time to bring it down. Or you may have a very open shoreline, or even just an area in the woods that is very, very open that you're not using for anything else. You could put a ground mounted system out there, or you can simply, put them on the roof.
That's a good point. If you got enough land and like we talked about before, get yourself your own building to store some of your boat and stuff instead of bringing it back to the cities.
Absolutely. And the farms are perfect place for them because they've got a lot of sun, they've got a lot of space, and they're usually burning up a lot of electricity every single day. So we could choose to put it on the roof of a barn, which is the most economical, but we're limited to the size and the shape, not to mention the direction that the barn faces. So a ground mounted system is really going to be the most productive way to use solar on a farm.
Do they have those ground mounted things where they actually pivot and follow the sun?
We don't offer those. That opens a new can of worm and lots of technical
I suppose.
problems. We want to talk about zero moving parts, and that's
Makes
why
sense.
we can warranty our panels and systems for so long.
Yeah, I've seen some of those pictures of those time lapse photography things where the thing is following the sun across the entire. But it does make sense because moving parts end up not moving anymore.
That's correct.
Okay, here's another one for you. How long do these panels last? I'm assuming that you got to wash them once in a while or something, but it seems like they last forever because they're not moving.
Well, because they're on a slope, and when it rains, it washes all of that pollen, all of that dust and dirt off of there. There is no reason ever for a homeowner to go up on the roof to wash off their solar panels.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, they're slick. I mean, it's tempered glass so that once the rain hits it, it sheets right off of there easily.
Okay,
Um,
it is glass, not plastic, right? It's
Tempered
glass.
glass.
Okay, that makes
Yes,
sense too because plastic ends up scratching and stuff. And I think you
absolutely.
said that you
So we,
go ahead.
I didn't, I didn't hear you there, Brad.
I said go ahead. I interrupted.
The warranties that we offer on the panels are 25-year warranties, which say that after 25 years, the panels will still be operating at 87% of their original productivity. And we expect them to live, I should say, be producing at high levels 35, 40, 45 years.
Wow.
So actually you mentioned Minnesota climate. The panels actually last longer here in Minnesota than they would in, say, Arizona or California because the high temps degrade them a little bit faster.
Hmm, interesting. You would think it would be the other way around with the changes in temperatures and stuff.
I know I wouldn't want to lay up there when it's 115.
But no, I've been on those roofs. These things when I start learning more about it and some of the benefits, and it seems very very affordable. It's kind of mind-boggling to me why people don't do it. I remember years ago I was doing a network marketing business where they replaced your satellite dish with a different one,
Hmm.
replacing cable with a satellite dish. And people wouldn't do it, but the price was exactly the same. You got all the same channels, and you actually got another channel that was a 24/7 personal development channel in addition to it. And I couldn't get people to figure it out. And I think it's because people get in this rut of the norm and they don't dare try new things. But this seems like it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't know what the risk is, especially.
Well, I agree with you on two of those points. And I mean, more, but specifically on two. People do get into a rut because all of our lives, we know that every month we need to get out our checkbook or we need to get out our PayPal or whatever it is and write a check to your utility for the honor or the privilege of using their electricity. And by going solar, when you install it on your own home or business, you're producing your own. So you're selling it back to the utility and then buying it when you need it. And so you've already set the price when you sign the loan or when you agreed to buy it. And so you never have to worry about those increases in utility rates again.
So now the money that's paid, and this is a different kind of question, but it's my brain doing what it does, is you're kind of taking out a loan, so there's not all these weird hidden fees that you get. Like we got a rubbish removal company here, and I was going through the bill, and they had a bill on there. I forgot what they called it, but the way it sounded was I was paying for their gas for driving their truck. This little fee. I thought, what the hell's that fee for?
Well, I have to admit that we cannot eliminate or control what Excel or Connexus is charging you for monthly fees. What we're doing is we're producing the electricity so that you don't have to pay the increased rate on the electricity itself, the kilowatt hour rate. There's still going to be a connection fee. There's still going to be a new meter fee. There's still going to be stuff in there that we cannot eliminate. We just hope to build the system a little bit bigger so that we can earn enough or overproduce enough to overcome that fee.
And because you're taking out this loan, would I actually own the equipment that's installed on my home?
Absolutely. You own all of that equipment. It is yours. It is never suggested that you take it with you when you sell, because that's impractical.
Right.
But the nice thing is that the lien that goes with that loan is on the equipment only. It is not on the real estate. It is not on the structure that it's mounted on. Another nice point is that the investment that you put into solar on your home is exempt from property taxes for the lifetime.
We could go on and on because my brain starts thinking of other things, you know. And it's like say for example, I decided to move. Could I take my panels with me, or if I decide to get rid of the house and go live at the cabin, could I bring them up to the cabin?
It would be very, very expensive and rather impractical, but you could.
I don't know.
It's never suggested though, because would you take the deck off your house and then reinstall the deck up at the cabin, or would you remove the pool?
Damn nice deck, I would. I got a friend that just put a deck
It would
on
be
it.
very expensive though, wasn't it?
It would, yeah. But I got a friend that a real estate guy that we bought actually bought the house from, and he built a deck that holds like 6 grills. It's huge. It goes way out. It's giant. So I don't know.
Who needs 6 grills?
Oh, here's my friend Cindy Lee. She loves this. She lives in California, Cindy Lee.
Nice.
She's quite the mover shaker. She does travel and stuff like that.
She's up pretty early today.
She does get up early. She's a solopreneur making things happen. So she's probably working on a Sunday. Isn't that a sin?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, Randy, we've gone for 18 minutes. So that's under my 20. Is there anything else you want to share that listeners may be interested in?
Well, one thing is that every single property is different. Even if you have a house that's identical to the neighbor's house, they may have a tree where you don't. They may have plumbing vents or roofing vents in different places so that their panel array would be looking different than yours. So we customize every single proposal, and it just means we need to sit down and put the numbers together.
Sure.
On an individualized basis. We can't make assumptions, and we can't just give you a general broad number. We just need to sit down and have the talk.
You know, that's another thing that's good to know, because some people would look at this and go, this is the exact same house as my neighbor down the road. And you go, well, yeah, but they're facing east and you're facing west.
Correct.
Or north.
Exactly.
Okay. That's good to know. Very good. Well, Randy, I'm going to put you in the green room, and guess what? We've got some beautiful digital hors d'oeuvres back there. They're very locale. I like to share those with my guests. Big spread.
I saw some very locale options back there. Yes.
So you can take what you want, fill your briefcase full of stuff if you want. That's no problem.
I appreciate that, Brad.
Okay, thanks, Randy. You want to stick around? We'll have a chat after. Other than that, I'm going to sign this off and beam it up to the universe. Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday.
Here you go. That was it. That was my friend Randy. This stuff is fascinating to me. I just still don't understand why they don't do more solar, but yes, I kind of do. That's what it is. This is Solar Sunday. Boom, shakalaka laka. We may be doing this on a regular basis if you're looking to learn more about this, but I'm just right now just kind of introducing it, doing some tests. I'm going to put some links and stuff below this video, put it on YouTube and such. And if you're interested in this thing, you can contact Randy direct. All right? All right. So peace, love, and happy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Be nice. Did I say be nice? Be nice.